All right, so Adrian, what did you think?
I thought it was a pretty good piece. Like, she made her intro very clear what we're going to talk about, and she went over her point very good. I had a little hard time seeing the visuals. I think the visuals need to be a little bit bigger, and like the personal reference she made to like her being vegan, they made her seem like she was knowledgeable about the topic. I think sometimes it was just like you were just getting thrown a lot of facts at you. I think that was just like a little flaw in the speech, like a lot of facts thrown at you. But overall, it was a really good speech.
All right, well, you've got a strong statement for your attention device. The topic is pretty clearly identified. Your thesis statement is a persuasive argument as opposed to an informative speech. So I think that you need to refocus a little bit. The last section of the speech, by the way, is all in overtime. You go almost a minute and 30 seconds overtime. So you have to be careful about that. The supporting material, there was some citation in the second part of the speech, some stuff about MS and about the Harvard study on acne. Prior to that, I just got a lot of information being flung out without any source citation, without any basis. And I kind of agree with Adrian. Sometimes it's just like information is being dumped on us. It's here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece. Most of it's not getting much of a source citation, and there's not always a clear explanation about why that is important information. I think if you refocused and talked, for instance, about the negative effects of milk consumption on the human body, you'd have a much more specific speech and a clearer focus about where you're going. I couldn't see anything on that first visual at all. I mean, I could see that it's a table, and there's some things heightened, but it's not big enough for me to see or make out, so it doesn't have much meaning to me. The second one is an interesting one, talking about the alternative food chain, but again, the point that you want to emphasize is how certain legumes would substitute for the things that supposedly milk is providing for, and I don't think that it emphasizes that very well. Because it's just info, data, it ends up sounding like, I think I've talked to people about this before, it sounds like a pamphlet as opposed to a speech, and so that's a little problematic. And your comments will be on a second section because we went over time. I stopped